Okay, we are sharing with each other this afternoon about the strange dilemma of being a person. And part of that is a major dilemma by the experience that you might be having right now, that you are sitting on a real seat, looking at a real screen, and seeing somebody there called Tony Parsons, who you think is a real person. So you live in the dualistic experience of everything being real. So when you look at a tree, the tree seems to be a real thing to you. When you look at the sky, it's the same thing, the same experience of it being a real sky. I am real, the sky is real, I am real, another person is real, I am real, my thoughts are real. Everything seems to be real. And in a funny, strange sort of way, well, not strange, that's strange, but because of that sense of everything being a real thing, there's an apartness. It's as though I am apart from what's happening. You are apart from a real tree. You are apart from the real sky. You are apart from what else is happening, which seems to be real to you. And in some way or other, that is dissatisfying because, of course, there is nothing that's real at all. So you, in living in a dualistic world, you live in an artificial world. And in that world, the experience is of being separate. And that creates a dilemma. It creates a dissatisfaction. And you can go to teachings, which will, there are lots of teachers and movements which try to solve that problem, but they're all based, as far as I'm concerned, on the same reality, that somehow you are real and the world is real and other things that are happening are real. And those things that are happening have a meaning and a purpose. So this is what we're addressing here, is the dilemma, the sense of dissatisfaction that our experience brings with it. But you could come here and listen to this message, but the trouble with this message, this communication, is it gives you nothing at all. It's an empty shop. And even worse than that, he doesn't see anything as real. He sees that everything is only an appearance. That's how it sees it. So this whole message, which somehow sees no meaning or purpose in anything and sees no individual experience as real, is somehow unsatisfying. So many people move away from this and go back to the message which seems to them to talk their language, because it's based on the dualistic idea that everything is real and everything is somehow its own thing happening to you, and that in some way or other, if you work in a certain way, you will be satisfied with that illusion. And so what we're saying here is that basically the messages that are given out in the world and are most popular on YouTube, religions and other things, are all based on the support of the experience you have of everything being real. And that goes on and on in some way or other, reinforcing that idea. And all teachings of becoming are directed towards you to make the experience of being separate feel more comfortable. Those messages go on and on and on, all based on the illusion that everything is real. And it's a tale told by a fool, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. So let's talk about it.
Okay, the first questioner is Yosei. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question, Yosei?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
that's okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes, I can.
Hello, Antonio. How are you?
Hello, Yosei. Yosei. Hello, Yosei.
Jose. First of all, thank you so much for, I've been listening to you for 6 months now, and I definitely resonate with what's being suggested here. I do have a couple of questions though, because I've heard you say multiple times that this message is recent, 25 years. Yet I've read multiple sources and listened to people that know about Zen and Tao, the Tao Te Ching, and
so have I, and they're all teachings.
Yeah, no, I know, but they do suggest similar things, and I mean even the yin and yang. It's a symbol of real and unreal things, and it's not just female and male, but just real and unreal. And also, the Zen also points to the fact that when you look for it, you basically deny it because you're it, exactly like you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm sorry, I don't say that. I'm not saying you're it. There is only it. There isn't a you're that's it, because you've got two things, you and it. All there is what is. And let's be clear about something here. All of these people you're mentioning that I know and have studied are all teaching something. They all are a personalized message. Whatever they say that seems similar to this, what they also have encompassed in their whole message is the idea of teaching, and based on the idea that there's someone who can learn something or go through a process in order to find something. The open secret simply doesn't have any of that at all.
Okay.
It sees that the idea of the individual is a complete illusion.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay. I see it now. The other question that I had is, and this is just a kind of, since it's very difficult, well, not only difficult, but impossible to get rid of the me, right? Because you cannot, there is no me, so how can you get rid of it?
No.
The question is, can you still go on pretending that there is no me and live from a standpoint of truth, beauty, and love?
Yes, you can pretend you can apparently pretend anything, but who is it that's choosing to pretend? There isn't anyone. There's no choice.
Well, I know, but I mean, if there's a struggle internal, right, with folks that are, or including myself, that it's just,
true to yourself. What's that about?
No, I'm saying that there's a powerful conditioning of the me, right? I mean, that we all have, and that it's hard to maybe you can just pretend that there isn't one, and maybe someday you'll
that could be fun. I don't know how long. I don't know who's going to choose to do that, and I don't know how long it will last, but it could be a laugh.
Yeah.
What's the point of it, though? What's the point of pretending not to be me? How do you do that?
The point would be that it'll make it easier, And, I mean, there's a.
You mean other people would admire you because you're obviously not there?
No, not admire. I mean, it's just
Okay.
I'm losing word, but no, I appreciate your
okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, the next question is, I'm afraid it's a difficult name to pronounce. Gilham Kilo?
Yes, it's me. Okay. You can call me G. Hello, I'm calling from Brazil.
Hi.
Tony, how does life lives throughout Tony's body and mind mechanism? Does it still go to the market, eats, sleeps?
Yes, it's the same one. It's exactly the same as anybody else. And the only difference is there's no sense of there being anybody that's happening to. All that's left is what's happening. But that's the same for everybody. All there is left is what's happening. And if there's eating happening here, there's just eating happening. There isn't anybody that's eating. But actually it's the same for everybody else. But what they, or a lot of people do, is add me to what's happening and say, I am having breakfast. Actually, there's nobody that's ever eaten a breakfast. It's just eating breakfast.
And there is an old saying that suffering is dispensable by Buddha, I believe.
Buddha, yeah. He was a teacher. He's a teacher. I dismiss teachings. They're just nonsense. So there's no one to teach.
Suffering still happens?
Suffering happens, but nobody suffers.
Okay. But there is a huge difference between me and Tony Parsons that died.
Yeah, I'm better looking than you are for a start. That's the beginning. No, the thing is that there's no difference in a sense, except that there is no identification with someone called Tony Parsons. He no longer exists. He no longer happens and never did happen, except in a belief, a sense of there being a real Tony Parsons years ago. That's all. There is no one. All there is what's happening. All there is no thing apparently happening. That's all.
And why nothing is everything?
Why not?
Is it
because there is no answer to why. It's just that no thing is also everything.
Like because there is no separation between the two?
None at all, except in the dream of me. So
nothing and everything are happening at the same time?
Well, yeah, they are both the same thing. It's empty fullness.
Yes. I would like to translate some of your books to Portuguese.
Translate them? Oh, into Brazilian?
Yeah, into Portuguese.
There is a book. Oh, us. Send us lots of money and we might talk to you. No, I don't know. Claire thinks there is a book in Brazilian.
There is one.
But it's in Spanish.
No, it's in Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese.
The Open Secret is in Portuguese, but
okay.
Nothing being everything and all there is, they are not in Portuguese.
No.
So I'll send you an email.
Great, thank you.
And one more personal question.
Ooh.
I always wondered, does Tony pay his bills by the talks and residentials?
No, never. I never pay anything. If anybody asks me for money, I just tell them there is no one. No, that's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, bills are paid, but Tony doesn't pay them. They are just paid.
They're just paid. Okay.
No, there isn't a Tony that does anything. All there is what apparently happens, including paying bills.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Lots of love.
And you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Lee. Would you like to unmute yourself, Lee, and ask your question?
Yes, thank you. Hi, Tony.
Hiya.
I have a question about, well, I'll call it reality. Reality, I don't mean real versus unreal, but what is that which is, or you would say what's happening?
What's apparently happening, yeah.
Okay, and the me obviously can't get there, well, because for one thing, the me is imaginary, but also the me implies a subject object, sort of the interpreter or the narrator in my head. And what is prior to interpretation.
Well, you could say that, but you also have to say that all the time there's a sense of me there. That's what's happening. It's not different. All there is what's happening. And if there's a sense of individuality there, then that's what's happening. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It just is that way. But it seems to bring a sense of discomfort in a lot of people in being in that separate experience.
And when you say there is eating breakfast, but there's no one is eating breakfast, the thought I am eating breakfast is an add-on after the fact.
Yeah, and then brings a sense of being separate from eating breakfast. So I am eating breakfast. I am a real person and I am eating a real breakfast. There isn't anything that's real. Everything is only an apparent thing. It's an arising, and there isn't anybody that's in it. It's just what seems to be happening. It's no thing apparently happening.
And so there's no subject and no objects.
No, only in the dream world, in the dualistic world of individuality.
And as long as I think I am, as long as I believe I'm separate or I'm trying to get something, I'm not going to get it because
there's nothing
I'm starting from the wrong premise.
Yeah, there's nothing to get. It simply is that the whole sense of separation simply isn't there anymore, and all there is what seems to be happening. That's all that's left.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Julia Myers. Would you like to unmute yourself, Julia?
Hi, Tony.
Hiya.
Glad to be here. I'll put on my video.
Okay. I'm not here.
So the illusion of me seems to be addicted to its survival, which can show up as overeating, smoking, etc. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, you're right. All the time there is an individual, and they feel separate, and they're always constantly looking for a distraction from that sense of being separate. So they eat a lot or drink a lot. They find something that takes them away from the feeling of being separate. So the individual me is constantly escaping, is constantly looking for a way out from being or feeling separate, because it's dissatisfying. And of course, the ultimate way they think that they can find an escape from separation is by seeking. Unfortunately, they seek on a subject-object basis, and so they objectify what they're seeking. Let's call it liberation. But there is no such thing as liberation. It's not an object. And so they spend their whole time in a total futility, objectifying something that they're trying to look for, which can't be found and which can never be known. So it's a constant futile task.
So does that kind of tie into the thought that we may have some kind of effect on our reality, like that being the illusion?
We may have a...
Like if we have the thought that we have any effect on our reality, could that kind of fuel the me?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we've got a question from Dejana coming through on chat. Dejana.
Hi, Tony.
Hiya.
It's Dejana.
Dejana.
Yeah, I mean, there's something so compelling and lovely about this message on the one hand.
And awful on the other.
Well, no, it just feels like somehow a diminishment or a denaturing of the isness, what is, the thisness, however. It feels like a denaturing or a diminishment, like it's some kind of a dead zone.
No, wait a minute. What does? What are you saying? Are you suggesting that the open secret message diminishes the what is?
Well, just you frame it. Your framing of it is. I mean, I'm emphasizing one part of the equation. One part of the equation is that it's lovely in its simplicity. The other part of the equation is that it seems so austere.
Yes, absolutely.
That it feels like a denaturing or a diminishment or like a zombie.
I understand, yeah.
Almost like an amoeba-like state,
Yeah.
And I can't. I can't decide. Like I can't. I mean, I know that there's no one to make a choice, but I mean, can you speak to that? Like, why does it feel?
Oh, easily. It's easily spoken to. The mind is diminishing the what is. The mind sees this message as a diminishment of what is, because it can't comprehend the message anyway. the only answer I can give to that is that when you are no more and there is simply what is, give me a ring. because the no thing is the everything. When you are no longer there, when the illusion of you, the seeker, is no longer there, all that's left is nothing and everything, and that's a lot. Everything is somehow a lot.
I'm speaking from not from like I'm speaking from direct experience, and there's such there's such a strong undercurrent of awe and just wonderment and the radiance that's here, that is this. In its emptiness, there's a radiance in the emptiness. Yeah, I mean, that's what
why would you then say that there's a diminishment when there's everything? How can there be a diminishment when all that's left is nothing and everything?
Well, just listening, I've just started listening to you and Jim, and I can't stop listening to this message through this lens, or this. It's not a new message, you know. It feels like it's restating in very, very, very fresh, you know, very fresh, modern, sort of contemporary terms.
That's your experience. Let's hold on here. You're describing your experience, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, the Buddhists and the Hindus and the Advaitas say there is no self. So therefore, meaning and purpose, which is a personal character, anything having to do with personal character, if there is no personal character, then none of that really, it's all fictional.
But the Buddhists and the others, all of them, all attempt to teach the student or the seeker a way in which they can discover that there is no one. So that's a teaching based on the idea that there is something called free will and choice, and there's a process which brings about the experience of there being no one. The open secret is not that message. It doesn't recognize that there's anyone.
I don't think that's what they're up to. Maybe some, just like some Neo-Advaita are not all the same. Not all Buddhists and not all classic Advaita are teaching. Far from it. Far from it. It's like it's a pointer. It's just pointing to the the isness. Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm just, I mean, I can't be, I mean, I love listening to you. I love this. I enjoy, I mean, there's a resonance with you. There's a resonance with Jim. But there's also like a strong undercurrent of I don't know, like almost like a zombie-like state. It doesn't reflect the radiance that is the everything. It feels like,
so that's what's happening there. Yeah. Okay.
It feels like it's half of the equation,
So what you're describing is what's happening there.
Yeah, I guess that is correct. Yeah, that is correct.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just thought I'd put that out there. It took me a while. It took me a while to kind of put my finger on what was so indigestible about this.
In that you experience a diminishment in there being everything.
When I talk about the emptiness, there's a sense of like awe and radiance to it. I'm not in awe of it at all. There's no awe here. It just is nothing and everything. And that's astonishing to me, how one can, how no one, as the empty space, how the radiance could not be seen. It's apparent, it's obvious.
It is obviously a natural reality.
Yes.
So why would there be an awe? Why would it be awesome, as some people call it? It's just the natural reality.
It feels like it became more beautiful after the person dropped away, like more beauty, more love.
Okay. So that was your experience?
Yeah, like more radiance, more deeper resonance of everything, like just with everything.
Okay. Okay, so I don't recognize that.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just trying to have a dialogue with you about that. Like.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Like it's a bit of feels like a little bit of, I don't know, like yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a beautiful message, and yet there's a piece of it that's just getting, it's indigestible somehow. It's just not sitting. It's
so
not
that's
sitting.
your experience. That's your experience.
Yes. It's
okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Von Heidi. Von Heidi, iPhone Von Heidi.
Hi, Tony.
Hiya.
Hi, Tony. So it's great. There was a big cheer when you gave out the words. There's an empty shop.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Yeah. So this is what I was looking for all the time. The empty shop. I went with several teachers on and on, more or less in or not in, but there was all the time a feeling that something is not right. Something is not right.
Right.
And now if I'm listening to your talkings, I see it was the feeling that they were all teachings. And now if I'm in the empty shop, it's so great. It's so great.
No
yeah, I'm listening into since 3 years, and I'm surprised all the time because I don't have to make any things out of this. It's
there
just
is no one.
It's
there
just
no
running. One. Yeah. It's just running, laughing, crying, working, eating, sitting. All just happens. It's so great. I'm grateful to.
You don't need to be, but I know I'm grateful too, but I don't know who I'm grateful to.
Okay. That's just feeling grateful. Yeah. And laughing. And also sometimes crying. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Yasmine. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question, Yasmine?
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Yasmine.
Hi there. I wanted to ask you a question, and it's is there any possibility to weaken the mechanisms of the me or the need or the will?
No. There's nothing that can be done. There's nothing that needs to be done. There are no conditions that need to be fulfilled. All there is what's apparently happening. And within that, what's apparently happening, there is somebody trying to find out if they can ease the tension or do something to make it easier. And no, the answer to that is there isn't anyone. All there is what's happening.
So it's a part of life that to me it seems like play, because sometimes it's easier to just be with what is if things are feeling well and going well, and then there's times where it gets really rough and challenging to stay with what is, to be with what is.
Wait a minute, but hold on, you can't stay with what is. There is either you they're trying to be with what is, or there just is what is. It can't be taken in and stayed with. There isn't anyone that can choose to stay with what is. There just is what is. All the time there's somebody trying to stay with what is. That's also what is.
That's then the struggle again. So
you don't have to escape from what is, because it's all there is.
So, but that's a part of everything. The
what
wanting
is?
to get, the wanting to run away is also part.
It is what is. Yeah.
It is what is. Yes, that's what happens. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. That which you long for can never be escaped from, because even your longing for it is what is.
Yeah, okay, so everything, it's including everything that happens, all the suffering, or everything. It's just a matter of identifying with it or not, or being, or that's also part. So I'm utterly, there's no chance
no.
to manage anything. I have no
No,
control.
there's nothing to manage. There is no one. There's no one. I'm not speaking to anyone. There isn't anybody there. There's nobody listening. There's nobody watching.
Yeah.
There is only what appears to be happening.
Okay, but so but there's no way to weaken the mechanisms to get caught up. So getting caught up is also part of.
No, there is no one.
Okay.
The Buddhists or whatever might teach you that there's a way to weaken the me, but that's all completely illusory.
Okay.
There's no me to weaken.
So in a way, what you're suggesting is there is always just now.
Yeah, well, there
this
was
moment with
always
whatever
just this. There was always what seems to be happening. There's now I'm not so sure about. I don't know what now means. Now implies some sort of time, as though there's now and then, before and now. There's only this. There is only what no thing apparently happened.
So, but that sounds very vast.
Very
vast.
Vast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's vaster than vast. It's abundance.
Okay. From I imagine it as a different point of view from some it's kind of like not being identified. To me, it sounds like kind of near-death experience. This not being identified or just seeing things as they are, but not being caught up in it. Could you say it like that? Or
no, it's got nothing to do with near-death experiences, because near-death experiences are just that. They aren't death, they're near death. But this is about death.
Yeah.
No, there's no messing. This is death. Death of the me. Death of the me that longs to be absent.
Yeah.
But can't make it happen. And doesn't need to.
So it's in a way a total let go.
Well, you could say that, except there's nothing to let go of. The great problem for this sort of message is that people listen to it and think something is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen because it already is like this. All that's in the way of the sense that it's already like this is something that feels that it isn't already like this.
Yeah,
the illusion
separation.
That something needs to happen. Nothing needs to happen. Even the sense that something needs to happen is already this.
But that's the me, isn't it? The sense that.
Well, that's me. Me is this. Me is this.
Okay.
Being. Me is this me.
Me is this me.
Absolutely.
I don't understand.
No, don't try to.
Okay.
Well, don't try. This is not a message to understand. This doesn't make sense. But something else is happening as we're speaking. It always is, of course. There's nothing unique about this, but all there is this, and that energy is all there is. It's beyond words. It's beyond these words. These words are just a vehicle, a carrier, something else that's happening.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Beyond words. Wow. Beautiful. Do you have a little bit sore eyes today, Tony?
No.
Okay.
I think it's the camera.
Could be, yeah.
Does it make them look sore?
No, they look good, like always. Very clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Great. You look like a turtle.
Thank you very much.
A wise old turtle.
A wise old turtle.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next person is Nolan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Nolan, you have it. Hi, good morning, Tony. How are you?
Hiya. Good, you?
Excellent, excellent. Yes, yes. Good morning. I'm enjoying this conversation. It's lovely, all these questions. So, Tony, I just had a question about kind of the playthrough with this open secret. Like, how does one play this and apply this? Or what's the approach that you take?
No, there is no approach. No,
okay.
It's very sweet when you say what's the approach, because there is a movement called the direct approach movement, and it's very sweet because how can you directly approach what already is? I get the feeling that they spend all their time approaching this, and they never will reach it because they think they have to approach it. It already is this. There's nothing to approach, and there's no method. There's no.
So would you say that there is because there are a variety of approaches that each of us can take? For instance,
I'm sorry, can I start again? This is not about an approach to something. What it is saying is that already all there is what is.
Okay.
So the idea of approach is a dualistic idea.
So if someone was trying to like alleviate suffering, right, from what their experience is, or for instance, drug addiction, or whatever the varieties that come from our world, and they were to apply this framework that you have, this mentality of recognizing that things are and aren't.
No, I'm sorry. This is not an approach. It's not a method, and it's not an idea that there is and there isn't, and that needs to be in some way or other understood. This is not a realization on.
Okay.
It's only an energy. It's energy.
Would you say, like, is your open secret helping to alleviate the suffering of life?
No. The open secret helps nothing. This message is not about helping anyone because there is no one. It's about exposing the illusion that there is anyone to help.
Okay, so things are nothing and they are everything at the same time. There's okay, I got that. Well, that's like the grand metote, right? That's like
you've got the idea of it, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I think if you go deep enough into meditation, one can even probably hit the zero field dimension.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, do you feel like this mentality that you're speaking about helps ones with their suffering or to alleviate?
No, hold on. You're really, really not listening to this. The open secret recognizes that there is no one. All there is what's apparently happening. The idea of helping or not helping or looking into or realizing simply doesn't arise. There is no one. There is nothing.
So would one take this book then and apply? Like, what about my problems in my life? So do you suggest adding on the open secret concept to my problems in my life?
No, of course, I wouldn't suggest it at all. It'd be the worst thing you could do, because the open secret recognizes there is no one and there are no problems.
Oh, well, do I have a variety of different life courses I could choose from that would alleviate wealth? For instance, I could grow to wealthy, or I could fall to poverty.
Or you could try listening. All you're doing is you're roller coasting over everything I'm saying by completely ignoring it and coming back to your ideas that there is someone who can choose to do something. There is no one, there is nothing, and all of this appearance is completely without meaning or purpose. Now, did you hear any of that?
Yeah. No, I'm just actually, I'm trying to wonder how to apply it, or if it's meant to be applied.
You didn't hear it because you're now suggesting that there's someone who can apply what's just been said to something. How can you apply what's just been said to something when what's just been said is that there is no one?
Well, I'm trying to glean that there's got to be some value, right? There's got to be some like major benefit.
Okay, there's no value. No.
Oh.
You're listening to a valueless message. I suggest you don't which gives you the idea that you are a real person and you can do something in order to find satisfaction. There's lots out there on
so the message is valueless. This message is valueless. It has no application to my life.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, we've got a question now from Shear. Shear, you'd like to unmute yourself and ask your question, Shear?
Yes, thank you. Do you hear me?
We can hear you, yes. Yeah.
Hi, Tony. I love to see you. I don't know how to talk, actually.
You don't have to.
Whatever you said, I do understand, but at the same time, I cannot say that I understand.
Good.
I just feel it.
I like it.
And I feel it, but you know, before I did listen to you. This is 2 years. Before this, I did listen to Yuji Krishnamurti, not G Krishnamurti, Yuji.
Yeah, I know Yuji. Yeah.
And before Yuji Krishnamurti, I did listen to Osho.
Right.
Osho Rajneesh. But it did just sharpen my intellect.
It was a teaching. Osho is a teacher.
Yes. And after that, I did listen to Yuji Krishnamurti. But he just destroyed all the intellect, all the logic which I had, which was in the beginning, I did hate him. But in the fact, I just did feel him. But when I come through you, I just worship in you. I don't know. I just cannot say more. And one thing I would like to ask you is the knowledge is responsible to all human suffering?
Say that again. Can you say that again?
Yes. My question is the knowledge is responsible to human suffering?
No, there is no knowledge. All there is what happens. And one of the things that happens is human suffering, apparently.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can be done about it. It just is what it is.
Yes, I do. I heard. I am just shocking, you know. I just can say that I have nothing to say.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Now we've got Rosie Smallshaw. Do you want to unmute yourself, Rosie, and ask your question?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
And you?
I just want to let you know that I am madly in love with you. So in love with you that I tried to go to one of the meetings 3 years ago and I lost my plane because I got sick. So I flew to Mexico instead. And I thank Claire, your beautiful wife, for emailing me. She gave me all the information that I needed in order to meet. But alas, we didn't. But I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I just I have one question and one comment.
Yeah.
Tony, when I had my first glimpse I thought I was losing my mind. It was very terrifying.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and I thought I was going crazy. And
yeah.
So being from Mexico and the Latin communities, the Spanish-speaking people, we don't have this message just yet. There's some non-duality, but it's more the tailoring about meditation and the person is still there.
That has nothing to do with non-duality.
Exactly. I concur. Yes. So my point is I really would have been lost. I was so depressed. No one understood. But I found you and you touched my heart. And I love you so much. So much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And I do have a question though.
Oh.
Yes. No. And it's not a question that I don't believe it or anything. I just wanted to see your opinion about it. When I was a teenager, I saw this beautiful girl, teenager as well. She had Down syndrome. And I thought she was so innocent and so beautiful. And I thought, she is in another place. She's not, I mean, I didn't know anything about seeking or the ego or anything. I just saw her beauty. And I wanted to know more about that. Then I went like you, seeking Christianity, in my case, was Mormonism, Latter-day Saints. And, but I still didn't do it. And then now that I know, after I had my glimpses, that this is just an illusion, you know how you've said many times that animals, they might have pain, but they don't suffer because they don't have the ego.
No.
I was wondering if is that what you said? I'm sorry.
No, it's
kind of right.
That. It is that there's no sense of individuality that suffers. There just is suffering. Right.
I wonder if these people with special needs, because I also work with children with special needs, I wonder if I will look at them and they were almost in that state, almost like they didn't see that division, maybe, if you will.
It's possible. I don't know. It's possible.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tony, I love you so much.
And you. Thank you so much. Lovely to talk to you.
Lovely to talk to you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we've now got somebody called Joni Young. Joni Young, do you want to ask your question, Joni?
Hello, my name's not Joni, but I'm at her apartment. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I was wondering.
Tony, I have maybe two quick questions.
Yeah, they can be slow. They can be slow. They don't have to be quick.
Okay.
I'm not in a hurry.
Okay. I guess the first one is the more important one. Can I ask you this question? Did you have something that you might call a liberation experience at one point, and then all of a sudden, your personal experience changed from that point on for the rest of your life, like an awakening or what you might call a liberation experience? My question is very simple. At some point, maybe 30, 40 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I don't know, was there some event in your life that all of a sudden you realized the truth of what you're saying now? And prior to that, you did live in that dualistic, separate illusion of reality that we all currently kind of experience? I'll leave it at that.
No. It didn't happen to me. There was previous, when I was a seeker, then I had glimpses, you could call them a glimpse or an exposure to that which is, that I didn't have it. I wasn't there. There was just everything and nothing. And then one day there was everything and nothing, and I didn't come back. And all that was left was everything and nothing. But it didn't happen to me. It wasn't an experience that I had. It was that I was there at one moment. It seemed as a real person, and then suddenly there was nothing left but what is happening. You can't call it an experience of liberation that happened to me or anything. None of these things happened to me. I simply was no more.
Can you remember vividly a moment when this happened? Were you like walking in the car?
I can't. No, I can't. You're not quite listening. I wasn't there. In a glimpse, there is no one. Nobody ever has a glimpse. But afterwards, they might try and remember what that was, but nobody has a glimpse, so it can't be remembered. And it's not experienced.
All right. Well, thank you. Just one very quick question, and this might sound silly, and I know I'm asking the wrong questions probably.
Oh, don't mind. There's no such thing.
Well, yes, and so let's say in my daily life I get angry at something, or this is kind of what the other fellow was asking, like a practical, and I know I'm going to sound stupid when I say this, but a practical application where if I understand what you're saying enough, then when I'm driving in my car and somebody honks the horn at me, I don't get angry anymore. I'm not saying this is what happens to me because I still get angry, but my question is, if I understand what you're saying well enough, then would you agree with me that you no longer get angry at things? You don't have regret. You don't feel bad about stuff that just would happen in your daily life. And that's
it. There isn't anybody that gets angry, but getting angry is what happens. All there is what apparently happens. Getting angry or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Cheers. Thank you.
No longer any individual experience.
It's neat. Very neat. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Now we have someone called So, S-O-E. So.
Hello.
Hi, So.
Hi, it is Sue. It's spelled
Sue, is it?
Yes, it's spelled wrong. Hello.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what my question is. It's around pain. And it seems when I stop seeking, a lot of pain comes. Not physical pain, but mental pain. And I suppose I'm looking for reassurance that that's okay.
Oh, you won't get any reassurance, but thinking it sounds to me with you that it's a distraction from the pain. But you can't stop or start the pain. Pain happens or it doesn't happen. But there is no answer to that pain except to say that all the time there's an individual there, the individual experiences the pain. When the illusion of there being an individual is no more, it becomes very obvious that the pain is just something that's happening for no one.
Okay, yeah.
No one has pain. No one has pain. There's just pain. And in some way or other, if there's just pain, it takes the energy away from the idea that you are in pain and you have to do something about it. There is no you. Pain happens and there's nothing that can be done. It just is what it is. It's the beloved in the form of pain.
Okay. So just let it be and...
No, you can't let it be, but letting it be is all there is. You can't choose to let it be, but what I'm suggesting is that there just is what is happening. All there is what's apparently happening, including pain. And there's no one.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you want to talk about it more, give me a ring.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you.
Okay.
And now we have Joey K39.
Good old Joey.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh man, I miss you so much.
Oh.
What's interesting is that it can be so for moments it can be so obvious that what you're saying, not even for moments, it was there obviously there wasn't anyone here for a while, and it was so obvious that there's nothing that can be said to anybody because there isn't a person already. There already is no one, so nothing can be said, and there's nothing needs to be said, and nothing needs to be done. It was so amazing, and yet at the same time, something came back, and it's like, how is that possible? When even all of that is seen, that there's still something comes back, and I feel like it needs. And I'm saying it's a huge story here, but I feel like it needs to come back to die or something.
No.
No?
There's nothing that dies. Nothing ever dies.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. You come back to die. How boring. Oh, I see you're back, Joey. Yes, I'm back to die. Oh.
I know. Well, how could I come back if I was already never there anyway in the first place? The whole thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thanks.
It's lovely to hear from you.
Oh, it's great to see you.
Okay, now we've got Michael. Michael, would you like to ask your question? You need to unmute yourself. Hello, Michael. Michael, I can see you in the picture, Michael, but you need to unmute yourself.
Unmute.
Michael, we can't hear you.
Headset down. Okay.
Oh, Michael.
Is that you?
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm not used to having to manually unmute. Usually the leader does that. So
I'm not that clever, sorry.
I'll try to summarize. Try to summarize your teaching.
I haven't got a teaching.
Well, yes, that was my first mistake. That's what I was trying to avoid doing. You're saying that there's nothing we can do to realize
no. So you've got it wrong already.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's nothing you can do. I am saying there is no.
Right. So there is nothing that can cause us to realize the no thing?
No, there is only no thing, but in the no thing there's everything, and in the everything there can be people who believe they are real people.
Okay.
That's what the beginning of the talk was about.
Right, I understood that. Expressing it is a little difficult because we're used to speaking in different terms.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying, I think. But also at the beginning of the talk, you said that there are people who feel that they have a me, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it does create discomfort.
Yep.
Okay. So my question is, for those of us who are in that world, dualistic illusion that it is, the techniques seem to make that experience more comfortable.
Good.
And so, would you say that meditation and all of that has a value, not in an ultimate realization sense, but in making our life comfortable while we're waiting to realize the nothing?
Oh, sweetheart. All the time those processes help you. That's what happens. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's what seems to happen. What you'll find, I will say, is that none of those processes and no process at all will ever end the feeling of being separate, because it's you who is separate that's doing the processing.
Right.
So
okay.
Separation just merrily goes on.
Okay. But there might be some value in at least enjoying the ride more.
If you enjoy, yes, that's fine. Yeah.
Right.
There's no value. There's no value in this message.
Okay, I understand that, and I appreciate your pointing that out. a second brief question. Do you feel that these teachings in any way would detract or hurt your ability to realize the nothing, or is that just going to happen anyway?
You will never realize there is nothing, because all the time that you are alive or sort of operating, then you are the separation, which can't realize that there is only nothing, because you are dualism. And there's nothing, and there's no process that will change that.
Okay. So it may not help, but it doesn't hurt because it's all happening anyway.
Well, it reinforces your sense of you-ness. So all seeking goes on reinforcing the sense that you are real and that there is an object or a target or something that can be attained. And it's all completely illusionary.
And so does that reinforcing of that, what's the word, slow down the process of realizing?
No, it doesn't slow it down or make it go faster. There is no process. Hold on. There is nothing that has to happen because already everything is whole. Right. There is nothing that has to happen because already everything is whole, including the idea that it isn't whole.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay.
Thank you for your reminder.
Thank you.
Okay, we've now got Hans Jungvist. Hans Jungvist.
Hello, Hans.
Hello, Tony.
Hello.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't put the camera on because I'm not so good at computers, but we can speak without camera. I don't know how to do it. I tried a lot.
Don't worry, it doesn't matter. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Sweden. You haven't been here in Sweden?
No.
No. Are you planning maybe sometime come to Sweden?
Maybe.
Or maybe. Okay, Tony. I have a couple of questions to you. The first one is, I love your books really much. And I think that there was in one of your books, I can't remember in which, that you told that you had some kind of foretelling or something. You were looking at yourself from behind when you walked into the park, as if your perception, you saw yourself from behind. Oh, no?
No, I was walking in the park. People make a great thing about what happened before, which had absolutely nothing to do with the glimpse at all. But I was aware of my footsteps being different.
Yeah, I remember that.
One footstep being different to the other.
Okay.
But I'd often been aware of that before that happened, and that didn't bring about a glimpse.
Okay. Another thing I want to ask you is, sometimes in the morning when I wake from deep sleep, you know, this feeling, you feel very good when you wake up. There is a kind of, could I call it a glimpse? Something is very...
Yeah, absolutely. If that's your experience, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but it fades because then the mind starts to comment on things, you know. But it's a kind of glimpse, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can be, yeah.
Okay, so that was my questions, and it's really nice to listen to you, Tony. So keep on.
Okay, thank you.
Keep on, Tony.
See you in Sweden, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, bye, Tony.
Bye.
Now we have Anita. Anita, would you like to ask your question?
Hi, Tony.
Hiya.
Thank you for, I called you this week.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So thank you so much for these meetings. And I don't really have a question.
Oh, how lovely. Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for these meetings.
Okay.
Okay, now we've got Zella Riley then. Zella, do you want to ask your question?
Hi. I don't really have a question either. I just wanted to say thank you and say how much it's a pleasure.
I like your jacket.
Thank you.
It's good.
And it's very funny today. I don't know why. I just keep laughing.
And not funny. This is a very, very serious meeting. Anybody laughing at it will be.
I want you to have like something that goes off every time someone says the word teaching. I want something to go rah, 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 and stop them in their tracks because everyone keeps going on about teaching. Yeah. Oh, and I was thinking of cause and effect because I feel like a lot of the questions are kind of implying cause and effect. Oh, but if this happens, do you know what I mean? Then this will happen. And it's like, do you know what I mean? And all there is like what's going on out the window, and you're just like, I don't know. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We now have Calvin Badger. Calvin Badger. You there, Calvin?
Hello.
Hi, Tony. Calvin from France. Called you a few times. Great to see you. After listening to your, I was going to say teachings then. After your sharings a few times, or many times, I've had a couple of glimpses, and the last one was last week was very significant. But of course, it went. And I was just wondering, I mean, obviously I'm feeling a bit kind of depressed that it's gone. I wanted it to stay. And I was just wondering, what significance do glimpses have?
None.
In all of this?
None. Nothing has any significance. All there is what's apparently happening. And if there's a glimpse, that's what's happening. And if there isn't, that's also what's happening. They're both wholeness appearing. They are both nothing and everything. So there isn't anything anywhere that has any significance of any kind. And if you think you've had 3 glimpses in a week, so you will soon become enlightened, you're in a dream. You will never become enlightened, and you have never had a glimpse. I've never had a glimpse. And so they don't have any significance. They just are what is.
But that did seem to be part of your awakening.
There's a story in the Open Secret. I wrote a story about apparently a glimpse happening, but I did make it as clear as possible, although a lot of people don't hear that. But it wasn't me that had the glimpse. But naturally, in a story like in the Open Secret, people think then that because I'm talking about a glimpse that happened and just trying to describe my memory of it, they then think it's significant. That's just what happens. Throughout my whole talking life, talking about this sort of thing for 25 years, I realize a lot of things I say are confusing or can take people away into a dream idea about the significance of things. There's nothing that can be done about that because all there is what apparently happens.
Okay, thanks, Tony.
Okay, Jackie Ireland. You want to ask your question, Jackie?
Hi,
Tony.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Nice to see you.
How's your house?
All good. Yeah, toasty, warm, and
Good.
It's actually sunny here, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
Now I forgot what I was going to ask you. Yeah.
You still love me?
Oh, I adore you.
Oh, adore me. You adore me.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I've moved on. Yeah. No, you're adorable.
Oh.
And Claire, I must say.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really have a question. I mean, I've been trying to think of a question for ages.
Yeah, but it's lovely to see you and talk to you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's enough just to say hi and I love you.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Danny.
Thank you.
Actually, no. There is one. It's not really a question, but just you're just saying about 25 years of speaking about this, and I kind of it's kind of interesting. Like I feel a certain frustration, you know, with the meeting because I don't feel I've heard enough from you, and you know, people aren't listening, and you know, same old, and like just how obvious it is. Yeah, exactly with you. Like, so what? Yeah, there is no hierarchy.
It's what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no better or worse experience.
No.
Yeah. Like you're not sitting there thinking, I wish somebody would ask an intelligent question.
Oh no, sweetheart. I love all this. I don't care how banal some of the questions are.
Yeah.
If they're from Ireland. No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Well, no, I thought I'd come on and, you know, ask an intelligent question, but I can't be bothered. So.
No, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's the difference.
This is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful.
I mean, you know, there's all sorts of people all over the world talking about nothing. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
All right, darling.
Take care, sweetie.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.
So now we've got William Kinnear.
Oh, to the end.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, William.
How are you?
All right, you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm still confronted by this message, but it's absolutely stunning. I can't keep away.
No.
I don't know if it's a question or a comment, but I got the time of the meeting wrong, so I joined a bit late. And now I'm worrying that I might have missed the important bit that would have helped me to
good.
get...
You did. You did. About half an hour ago, everybody on the screen suddenly went golden. There was a sort of golden hue that I had about them. You missed that, but you're right. You, in a few thousand years' time, it'll happen again, so you'll be all right.
But that'll be too late for me to get enlightened.
You never will be enlightened, William.
So I've heard you saying to a couple of people previously that there's no value to this message. So me thinking that I might have missed the important bit by joining late, you're saying there's no value to any of it?
No, nothing at all. You haven't missed anything. There's nothing to miss. But there is only what is. You know, half an hour ago there is what is, and now there is what is, and there's no real half hour. So it's all the same thing.
So this conversation is this conversation. There's no real before.
No.
But there's such a strong resonance when I listen. And I think I need more to hear more so I get more resonance.
Yeah, sweetheart. Look, resonance is nothing that happens to you. Resonance has nothing to do with you. There is just resonance. So whether you're here or not, there is just resonance.
And would you say, well, I already think I know what you're going to say, but I don't. The resonance has nothing to do with the recognition that there isn't anyone.
No.
So in the end, when it's recognized that there never was a me and there isn't a me, because that hasn't happened yet, I still feel separate. In the end, when there's a recognition that there isn't a me and there never was a me, that has nothing to do with any of the resonance at the previous meetings.
No. Nothing has anything to do with anything. And the sudden dropping away of the illusion that you're separate doesn't happen. It only apparently happens. When suddenly there is no one, it's realized there never was anyone that would need to drop away. And because all there is what's happening.
And so I saw the interview when you were talking about the carpet. And you were saying that you were looking wherever you were looking, and then you looked down at the carpet and all the experiences and everything sort of, you felt like they'd been sucked out of you into the carpet.
It was suggested. Yeah.
So that was I know you might not call it a moment, but that was the point at which everything was over, like everything was gone.
But it didn't happen to anybody.
I don't get that at all.
No.
Because I'm waiting for a moment when I know it's all over.
That's why you don't get it, because you're still thinking that there's an event that's going to happen. So you're always walking around looking at carpets. I've been told by other people that they're quite worried about you because every time you walk into a room, you stare at the carpet.
It's only the carpet in my living room. I keep looking at it thinking, why haven't I said wow yet? I'm staring at it thinking, I want to see the wow that Tony saw when he looked at his carpet.
I didn't see it. It happened.
Okay. Lovely to speak to you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sweetie. Thank you.
Okay, we've got Alexandra Frozio. Do you want to ask your question, Alexander?
Do we know?
You need to unmute yourself.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I don't have a question. I just wanted to see how that goes. So, so I just wanted to say hello and thank you that it's possible to see you.
Thank you.
Miss you.
Thank you.
Bye.
And you too, both of you.
Bye bye.
Lots of kisses. Bye.
Okay. We've now got Magdalena. Do you want to ask a question, Magdalena?
Yes, I'm the same. I don't have any questions. It's been some years that I've run out of questions, but I saw some people I met 2 years ago in Wales, and I would like to greet everybody. Tony, Claire, Alexandra, we met sometime. You're from Switzerland too.
Okay.
And Joy also, and Jackie.
Okay, thank you.
Love you, Magdalena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've got a question now from Jose Martins. Jose Martins.
José Martins, from Portugal.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Is cause and effect an appearance or an illusion?
No, it's just an appearance. Everything is an appearance.
Okay.
Everything is an appearance. The only one illusion you could say is the individual illusion that the individual is real.
Okay.
And that's actually the only apparent illusion.
Okay. And time is an appearance?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we've got a question from Trisha Hayes. Trisha Hayes.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Tony. It's Trisha here from Ireland. And the only reason I'm saying hello is just to remind you that I think you said something there about the Irish, something about Ireland. And I just wanted to point out that I think it was something got to do with the fact that I said I am better looking than you the last time, and you just can't handle it.
I know, I can't. No, absolutely. I'm taking revenge.
Well, I just wanted to know that nobody feels it's so tough. Nobody feels it's so tough.
I'm not getting it.
Oh, no, I said, what I meant was nobody is affected by that. So No. And just to say, I love you. I love you too.
And you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Now we've got a question from Susan Scorpill. Susan Scorpill.
Yes, hi, Tony.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. You talked about reinforcing and so is it, do I understand it right, that by techniques and seeking, the me gets reinforced, and is that a problem in sense
not at all. No, it's what happens.
Yeah, but that does not mean this. It takes longer for the me to fall away.
No, it doesn't take any time at all. There's no longer or shorter. It just is suddenly the end of the illusion. But also, let's be clear about it. When you walk down the road as an individual, everything that's happening is reinforcing your separation, because you're looking at buildings and seeing them as something that's happening to you as an individual.
Oh, so not that technique.
Everything is reinforcing your separation.
Oh, okay. And it's not a problem.
No, there aren't any problems.
Yes,
There aren't any problems.
It sounded negative, reinforcing, but
No. All there is the beloved.
yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I've got a question from Uta. Uta?
Yeah, hello, Tony. Nice to see you. It's a question. I don't know if it really is a question. A thought is coming out. If this same experience, which is appearing with you, by you, I can't say. Is it possible that others also get that experience, but they can't describe it like you can describe it? Not you, but how the describing is through you. They don't know it. Maybe they are in that same stage or in the same experience. You think it's possible?
Well, yeah, except that I'm not having an experience. There is no experiencer. It just is what is. And it's possible when other people are watching that the idea of identity, the sense of separation falls away and all there is what's happening. But there's nobody that has that. Sorry.
But you are in the, Tony, it seems that we can speak and that this appearance is it's something happening, and you have a special, I don't know, it's wrong how to say.
No, I don't.
You can talk, is it talking about that?
No, I can't. No, I can't. Actually, I can't, funnily enough. Nobody can. Nobody that's died can talk about what is, because it can't be described. It's unknowable. And so there isn't anything that can communicate it. That's how it remains a secret. It's the open secret. So I've forgotten what the rest of the question was.
But it's possible that this open secret is also sharing without knowing in this way.
It's all there is. It's not sharing anything anywhere or knowing it. It is all there is. Right now, you are what is. You're sitting on what is, you're breathing what is, you're hearing what is. You are what is. There isn't anything else. There's only what is. And even the idea that you aren't what is also what is. There is only what is. It's utterly simple and obvious. What we long for is utterly simple and obvious, and it's right here. It's this. It's this. Wow, this.
Yes.
Not somewhere else. It's not after you've meditated. It's not down the road. It's not up the hill. It is absolutely the isness of this. Absolutely right now. Sitting on a seat is this. Just sitting on a seat. There's nobody sitting on a seat. It's just sitting on a seat. It's this. It's the beloved. You're sitting on the beloved. You are the beloved. There is only the beloved. There's nothing else that is there. It can't be escaped from. What you long for can never be escaped from because it's all there is. Wow.
Yes. Fine to have. Nice to hear for that, eyes.
Okay,
thank you, Tony. Hope see you soon. Get nice. Yeah. Thank you, Claire. Also, good. Yeah. Thank you.
Tony, it's 5:30. There's
one more.
One question that, and the other people have all asked already a question. So one more or not?
Yeah, one more.
Okay. So could we have a question from Avik Basu, please? You need to unmute yourself, Avik.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
Hiya.
Thanks for your beautiful framings. I was wondering if you could talk just a little bit about the feeling of seeking.
Oh. I can't remember. The feeling I had of seeking was that I was in the body, in the skin of the body, contained in the body, and I felt contracted and separate, and I longed not to. I longed for the end of that. That's all, the only description I have of seeking. And then suddenly that all collapsed. And then as it collapsed, it was realized it was never real and was never there to collapse. And that what I've just described to somebody else just now is all there is. It's what it is. It's this. There's nothing to see because already everything is the beloved.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a good ending. Thank you, Sue. And thank you, everybody, for being here. It was simply lovely to talk to you. And don't forget, if you've got a query, you can always telephone me in the week.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Tony.
Tony and Claire.
Nice to see you
Bye.
again.
That was great. Thank you.
Tony, what's your phone number? How can I
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So cute. Tony, what's your phone number? How can I? So cute.